The newest legendary banner for October 2019 is here, and it's a great time to score some new 5-star heroes. These monthly banners feature a starting 8% 5-star focus rate and a permanent 0% non-focus 5-star rate, which means if you do get a 5-star hero, it's guaranteed to be one of the 12 heroes on this list. This makes it easier to get any new 5-star heroes, but be warned that trying to get one specific unit isn't as easy as it seems. We'll talk about every character on this banner briefly and discuss their skills in the case you get some unwanted extras. But first, let's talk about our new legendary hero. This time we have legendary Leif from Thracia 776. Leif has ditched his sword for a shiny new bow and has acquired a trusty new steed. He is a colorless cavalry archer, one of the most feared class types due to their immense range on the smaller maps of Fae. Legendary Leif is also a water element legendary hero with the pair up ability. Pair up allows Leif to choose another unit to bring into battle, and he can swap places with them on the fly. A very powerful ability, but can only be used in certain game modes like Allegiance battles or story maps. If you want the max amount of bonus points in Allegiance battles, you do need at least one pair up legendary hero, and I definitely recommend having 1 or 2 on your team to make things much easier. Pair up legendary heroes also comes with a built-in duel effect. This allows them to score better in arena style game modes, where arena scoring is partially based on base stat totals. Leif will be treated as having 175 BST, which is actually a pretty big boost for a ranged cavalier since they have some of the lowest base stat totals in the game. We also have Leif's stats this time since I'm a bit late with this video. He has 40 HP, 38 attack, 22 speed, 29 defense, and 27 resistance. A slightly unusual stat line for a bow cav, but with 38 attack, Leif has the highest attack for all archers, very impressive. He is very slow, but that will be explained due to his weapon. His defensive bulk is nice for a bow cav, similar to Valentine's Roy, the other slow bulky one in the group. Before touching on Leif's new skills, he does actually come with his old unique skill, S-Drink. Regular Sword Leif has this ability, and at the start of turn 1, it grants him 99 HP plus -1 special cooldown. Basically, S-Drink is like Quickened Pulse with a full heal. Very good for game modes like Tempest Trials, where every new map S-Drink will proc. This is actually not a bad ability for legendary Leif because, as we've mentioned a lot recently, Cavaliers don't have a crazy amount of skill options, and the B slot does struggle to compete with other class types. S-Drink will be nice to have available for legendary Leif. His other old skill is Defense Smoke, which debuffs foes within 2 spaces of Leif's target with -7 defense. Very good skill and works perfectly with the rest of his kit. Legendary Leif's bow is the Meisterbogen, a 9 might brave bow that does have that -5 speed penalty. Leif will end up with 17 speed, so yeah, he's definitely not a fast unit. When Leif attacks, he will attack twice, even on the enemy phase. Basically, this is the same as Sword Reinhardt's Meister Schwert and Keaton's Claws. A pretty scary effect. Leif will gain some agency on the enemy phase, which is where usually normal brave weapons start to struggle. We aren't done yet, because if legendary Leif is under the player's control, then he also gains the ability to stop a false follow-up attack if he initiates combat. Similar effect to the impact skills, which Cavaliers cannot learn, although Beast Cavs can have the same ability. So this bow is very strong, a brave bow with high base attack, and if Leif doesn't kill his target, he prevents their follow-up, which is good because he is super slow. A quick repose type tank still can bypass this effect due to follow-up cancellations. Now, it is very neat that this impact effect only works when the player uses Leif. It will not work for AI controlled legendary Leifs, which makes fighting him a whole lot easier. You still have to survive his brave attacks, but a high defense tank should be able to handle that just fine. In terms of defense, Meisterbogen can be quite deadly since Leif has decent defensive res. Defensive builds can be a thing if you want, but there's also the Vantage setup, since a Vantage proc was going to get Leif his 2 attacks in a row. You can use Close Counter too, but I think Leif will be better off using a more offensive A skill. Very fun weapon, and as we will continue to discuss, Leif just has a very neat base kit overall. So while Leif does have S-Drink as a unique skill, he also gets a new unique special. Njorun's Zeal is a 3-turn special that requires Leif to initiate combat. After combat, Leif will get another action, working only once per turn, and it restricts Leif to 1 movement for that action. Very interesting special, and I appreciate that while it's essentially a 3-turn Gale Force, there is a drawback. I believe this 1 movement restriction is a debuff, which means a Restore plus Assist or Harsh Command plus skill can remove this negative status effect, thus allowing Leif to move 3 full spaces again. Similarly, he can also just get danced. Combined with the rest of his kit, Njorun's Zeal is powerful because it goes on a 2-turn cooldown thanks to Leif's S-Drink. With his brave bow, Leif will activate Njorun's Zeal, and it has a lot of options on what to do next. He can finish off his original target, he can snipe another nearby foe who just lost 7 defense thanks to Defense Smoke, or Leif can simply retreat backwards. Admittedly, Njorun's Zeal sort of loses its effectiveness if Leif does not use S-Drink, and it goes back on a 3-turn cooldown after activating, so using it twice in one fight will require some extra work. Potentially very strong for having a good turn, but in longer fights it may be unreliable unless you have a dancer. It also means Leif has no damage special, so Legendary Leif won't be a super scary powerhouse if you're familiar with any good Brave Bolt user. His strength is definitely his 3 movement plus range attacks and the ability to move again. Enchanted Systems was kind enough to give Leif some damage since he comes with attack and res push 4. At the start of combat, if unit has more than or equal to 25% HP, then grant plus 7 attack and resistance, but after combat, unit takes 5 damage. Our second tier 4 skill, which is miles better than their tier 3 versions. At 40 HP, Leif is going to have 6 full activations of attack and res push 4, assuming he takes no other damage. Lots of breathing room, but be aware Leif isn't going to want to take a lot of hits. This is a good skill for a Brave Bolt user, although it does have its limitations in longer fights. Leif is going to have some respectable resistance with 34 res, and should he survive a mage attack, his 2-hit counter will probably end them. With just his base kit, Leif ends up with 54 attack with attack and res push, and he still has room for his attack super boon and any field boss like Hone Cavalry. Overall, I like the approach to how they made Legendary Leif, very powerful for the player with the added benefit of preventing follow-ups, but when you have to face him in arena or Aether raids, he becomes easier to deal with, assuming you have a decent defense tank. Even Njorun's Zeal comes with a drawback, although it's still really good. Tag and Res Push and S-Drink are great for that first round of combat Leif makes, but both skills start to diminish as a battle lasts longer. To me, I think Legendary Leif will be very solid for players tackling PvE content. Brave Bolt strategies are still good, and having that power on a 3-movement Cavalier is fantastic. You don't have to stick with Njorun's Zeal or S-Drink, plus attack and res push can just be subbed out for Death Blow if you don't want to lose HP. For PvP modes, I think Leif is strong too, but he really isn't as crazy considering the other annoying long-range powerhouse Cavaliers. Reinhardt, Bravelyn, and healers like Veronica who just shut down your counterattacks are all already plenty powerful, and you see them a lot. Any high defense tank with quick repose will probably shut down Leif just fine, and I'm pretty sure Brave Ike will destroy him considering he was made to counter Brave weapons anyway. You do need to KO Leif however, since if he gets to activate Njorun's Zeal, that could cause a lot of headaches. Ranged Cavaliers seem to be getting a lot of love recently, and Legendary Leif is no exception. Moving on, we do have 11 other heroes to discuss for this banner. In the red group, we got Legendary Roma, Valentine's Ike, and Spring Paula. For blue, I'm getting some deja vu because we have Legendary Azura and Lucina together again, this time with Spring Marissa. For green, we have Legendary Hector, Picnic Felicia, and Ranulf. Last, for colorless, we have a monster of a group with Legendary Leif, Legendary Alm, and Fallen Young Tiki. Good lord, even if you don't get Leif, you only get some of the best colorless units in the game. We'll now talk about every unit briefly and showcase all their skills to help you decide if it's worth chasing a certain color. Starting with red, we have Legendary Ryoma. He is a flying sword unit with one of the best offensive stat lines you can ask for. He comes with Raijento, his distant counter sword, and Bushido, a unique skill that grants 10 damage on special procs. His other skills are Kestrel Stance, which isn't really that amazing, and then Guidance 3, which is nice to have in the C slot. Legendary Ryoma may not have the best base kit, but he is a beastly fire sweep sword user thanks to his good base stats and Bushido, probably his best usage in my opinion. Next, we have Valentine's Ike, a sword armor who is stupidly fast. He comes with the Heart's Blade Plus, which grants +3 to all stats when next to an ally. Not a bad weapon, but not crazy good. Valentine's Ike does come with Radiant Aether, his unique 4-turn Aether from Legendary Ike. This is great when combined with the godly combo of Distant Counter and Special Fighter. If you don't want Ike, you can throw both of these skills on another armor unit. To round things out, he also has Even Speed Wave to become even faster. Ike is just kind of a crazy arm unit and has some of the best armor fodder you could ask for. For Spring Paula, she is a flying red dagger unit, pretty high base attack, and her Pegasus Carrot Plus is an inheritable dagger effective against armored units. It also neutralizes effects that prevent the user's follow-up attack if they have color advantage over the foe. Basically, Paula is made to run over green armor units who stop doubles, aka Surtur. She can also use wind or water sweep against green units in general, since Pegasus Carrot cancels out the follow-up prevention from those skills. She can get 2 hits in without getting countered. A pretty neat interaction and gives Spring Paula some uniqueness. Her other skills include Swift Sparrow 2 and Hone Flyers, which I would still consider rare to have on hand. Paula also has Disarm Trap, I believe a dagger only skill that negates any trap tiles in Aether raids. Overall, a rather interesting dagger unit. I wouldn't say the red group is amazing, but it's good, and you can get some nice unit types that aren't super common. For the blue group, we have Legendary Azura, the premier dancer to have and one of the most annoying units to fight against. She is insanely strong for supporting the rest of your team since her prayer wheel weapon spreads the highest field buff on a unit to all of their stats if Azura dances them. If they only have +6 attack, then they're going to get +6 to all stats. Great Waves is her personal dance ability, and it gives infantry and flying units 3 movement when danced. Rather absurd support abilities, and she comes with attack tactic to grant buffs herself, plus aerobatics to move around her allies better. B dual flying grants blue flying units higher BST for the purpose of arena scoring, and is perfect on Azura since she isn't interested in fighting anyway. Legendary Azura is always worth trying to get if you don't have her. Next, we have another annoying unit, Legendary Lucina. She is a blue archer, and her Thogan bow grants +4 to all stats if she initiates against melee foes. Her future vision assist skill is like swap, but then Lucina gets to move again, making her unpredictable when you fight against her. Lucina may not be the strongest archer ever, but she can pull off some incredible moves to snipe off a weaker unit. She comes with Sparrow, Wings of Mercy, and Distant Guard, which are all decent skills. Another good unit to get a hold of, especially for defense teams. Last is Spring Marissa, a flying lance unit. She is pretty fast, and while she doesn't have any unique skills, Marissa is a solid lance flyer. Her flashing carrot plus lance is inheritable and grants +2 to all stats if the foe is at full HP. She comes with flyer guidance, which is good for flyer only teams, and also speed and defense link. This is a nice B skill, but it did get easier to obtain thanks to Cynthia and Njorun, who is in the 4 to 5 star pool now. For the blue group, Spring Marissa is a good lance flyer, but you really want Legendary Azura or Lucina if you don't have them. Not a ton of super crazy skills to inherit either, so only go for this group for the units themselves. The green group comes with Legendary Hector, an axe armor unit. He's a fantastic tank thanks to Thunder Armaments, which disables foes follow-ups. He also comes with Distant Counter and Vengeful Fighter, basically perfect for an armored tank, and both can be given to another armor unit too. Hector's unique skill is Ostia's Pulse, which grants allies -1 special cooldown on turn 1 if there are no more than 2 of that movement type on the team. Basically run a mixed team, and Hector gives them a special cooldown. Legendary Leif can run with S-String, Quicken Pulse, and Hector's Ostia's Pulse to get -3 special cooldown immediately. Next is Picnic Felicia, another armored axe unit, but a lot faster than most. She has Eldrimner, which is effective against beast units, something a lot of people forget. It also reduces the foe's attack and speed if Felicia has more resistance than them. This can go up to -8 attack and speed, and that's an in-combat debuff, so Felicia is deceptively strong. She comes with Special Fighter, which is perfect to smash foes with Glacies. Felicia also has speed and defense bond 3, and close guard should you want some other fodder. Fast axe armor units are rather rare, so Picnic Felicia is a nice pickup. Last, we have Ranulf. He is a Cool Cat and a Green Beast cavalry unit. Ranulf is more of a support type of unit since Covert Cat Fang grants +3 attack and defense to allies within 2 spaces. He also gets the buff if he is nearby allies, and it grants a flat +3 defense, so Ranulf's defense can get pretty high. He has rally attack and defense plus to stack on top of this, and has Ward Beast to buff beast allies with even more combat buffs. Finally, Chill Attack debuffs the strongest foe with -7 attack, and Ranulf kinda just fits in nicely on any beast team. The green group isn't that bad this time, but probably behind blue if you don't have Azura or Lucina. There is some pretty nice fodder to be had though, so any unwarranted copies will still have a good use. For the colorless group, this is an amazing time to try and get Legendary Leif. We've talked about him already, and if you want his skills, then attack and res push 4 is nice, and defense smoke is also very good. Should be noted that attack and res push 3 can be found on 4-star Brady, who got demoted this year. That means you can use a Brady and allow Leif to pass on attack and res push 4 plus defense 3 smoke to someone else. Next up, we have Legendary Alm, a unit who many players may prefer to get over Leif. The reason is that Alm is a beastly colorless archer with an absurd 37 attack and speed, plus 3 more speed from his bow. Luna Arc grants extra true damage equal to 25% of the foe's defense stat if Alm initiates combat, which means Alm can punch through even high defense tanks. With Lunar Flash, Alm also gets a special that adds Mini Moonbow plus Mini Ragnar Astra. He reaches stupid amounts of speed thanks to Darting Blow 4, so Lunar Flash gets more damage. With 2 hits, Alm's gonna get to proc Luna Arc's true damage twice, plus he now has no follow-up, so he can't hide behind wary fighter type effects. Just cause he also has Odd Attack Wave. One of the most ridiculous tank busters around. Even if you manage to survive Alm's onslaughts, he will chunk down any unit he attacks. You absolutely cannot let him hit you twice, or Luna Flash can be procced with a Flashing Blade Seal. Just in terms of actual combat power, he is a very strong unit, another worthwhile unit to chase after. Last, we have Fallen Young Tiki, who I just do not like to encounter. She is a colorless armored dragon, and her Raising Breath is effective against dragons, plus has distant counter. Her unique skill, Solitary Dream, grants +4 to all stats if Tiki is only next to other dragons, or if she is alone, and she gets +1 movement, just like Armor March. Fallen Tiki is a nasty unit, lots and lots of stats, does magic damage with distant counter, and can keep up with infantry or flying dragon teams. This is a scary combination with Special Fighter to improve her own special charge and makes it tough to take her out since you can't get weapon advantage unless you have a Raven Tome. She also has Brazen Attack and Speed 3, which I don't think is her best A skill, but still not fun to face if you do not kill her in one round of combat. Fallen Tiki is just one of those units that is a nightmare unless you have a Falchion type of weapon. With Legendary Alm and Fallen Tiki in the colorless group, there is no better time to try and get Legendary Leif, one of the stronger groups you'll see on these monthly banners. Good units and lots of skills to inherit too. I think Leif is going to be pretty good, purely due to that 3 movement plus Brave Bow combo. He is built for player phase with Njorun and Zeal being a Gale Force type special, but I could see enemy phase builds work too if you really want. Being able to always attack twice is good, and using Vantage instead of S-Drink makes it tough for range units to fight Leif when he does get on low health. Let me know what you think about this banner in the comments. Do you think Legendary Leif is going to be a menace, or would you rather have another ranged cavalier on your team? I would love to have Leif myself, but I'm not planning to spend orbs just yet. I believe the next banner could be for this year's Farfetch'd / Brave Redux heroes, but nothing is confirmed so far. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.